Hello and welcome back to the highly anticipated knockout stage for the knockout competition I created for Premier League teams. If you watched the previous video, you'll know of such roller coasters like West Ham and Norwich flip-flopping around the bottom, West Ham just about managing to win it, and what a shame it'd be if they just go and lose to Leicester straight away. But Leicester did smash their group. There's been a few good guesses, I'd say, for the winner and the final, but if you're going to be correct, I don't know. We'll have to find out. Standout matches, just from looking at this, we've got the Leicester-West Ham game, which is obviously going to be massive. Arsenal-Tottenham, another huge game. We do have the potential for a Manchester City and Manchester United final as well. What are you waiting for, I hear you shouting? Just get on with it. And yes, that's what I'm going to do. Here we go. We're going to get straight into Leicester versus West Ham. Are West Ham going to lose after all they fought for? Is this it? 3, 2, 1... They win it on penalties! They beat the team that absolutely smashed Group A out of the park on penalties in the round of 16. Oh, Leicester fans are going to feel so hard done by right now. Well played from West Ham. I'm rooting for you this entire game now. Now let's find out who's going to be playing them. We now have Everton versus Man City. Next round of 16 game. You would probably expect Man City to win this, and they do win it. Just about though. Everton got the lead, and then 2 minutes later, City said, we're not having that. Now we've got Chelsea versus Newcastle United. Let's hope under new management, the underdogs Newcastle can turn things around and smash Chelsea out of the park. Sadly, they don't. Fair play to Chelsea for holding such a tough team like Newcastle. Here's the big game as well. Let's find out who Chelsea are going to be playing in the quarters. We have Arsenal versus Tottenham, a North London derby. You've all been waiting to see it. Now let's find out how it pans out. My money is on Tottenham. 3, 2, 1. Of course they've won it. Antonio Conte is just too good. He can even get Harry Kane scoring. Tottenham have smashed Arsenal out the park there. If you were a Liverpool or Manchester United fan, you'd look at the north side of this bracket and feel quite happy with yourself. You could pretty much guarantee in your mind, if you're a fan, that you might get into the final. These teams are tough teams to crack, especially Brighton right now, the drawing masters. Who's going to win it? Leeds or Brighton? Let's find out. Is Brighton winning it? After conceding to go 1-1, they end up scoring 2 in the last 10 minutes. Goodbye to Leeds. Let's find out who Brighton are going to be playing. Are they going to be playing Burnley or their bitter rivals Crystal Palace? I'm sure we all want to see a Brighton versus Palace quarter-final in this, don't we? Burnley, if you win, I'm going to be fuming. You're going to ruin the continuity of this story. Thank you Burnley for being This guarantees we've got a Brighton Crystal Palace quarter-final. What a game that is going to be. Chris Wood scores in the 61st minute and then Zaha scores in the 62nd minute. Liverpool's challenge here, they've got Wolves. Wolves don't tend to do so well in these simulations. My guess is this is going to go Liverpool's way. Only just goes Liverpool's way. Liverpool won it on penalties. Oh my Christ. That could have been quite juicy, couldn't it? And here's another one. Watford in the other simulation is doing really well right now. This one could go either way in my opinion. But you'd like to see Manchester United versus Liverpool in the quarters as well, wouldn't you? Another rivalry game. And they do. They beat them 3-0. Ronaldo, Sancho and Fred scoring. Fair play to Watford for making it this far. You go no further than the round of 16. Which means it's quarter-final time. This is where stuff starts to get juicy. My low-key faves for this competition, West Ham, are coming up against Man City, and I do fear the worst for them right now, but I've got to hold on and hope. 3, 2, 1. West Ham, your journey ends here. You have lost 3-0 to Manchester City. Well played, is all I can say. Well played for making it to the quarters after such a ropey start. You did great. Manchester City progress until the semi-final, which guarantees them a top 4 spot. Joining Manchester City in that semi-final is either Chelsea or Tottenham, and what a cracking match it's going to be. My money is on Chelsea. 3, 2, 1... And Tottenham have done it again! They've gone through Arsenal, and now they've just ran through Chelsea. It's too easy for them. Man City fans, be scared. Which means we have our first semi-final guaranteed. It will be Manchester City versus Tottenham. What a game that'll shape out to be. But speaking of what a games, here we have it. Brighton versus Crystal Palace. The juicy rivalry, the hatred they have for each other is incomparable. So let's see who gets bragging rights. 3, 2, 1. Brighton fans, eat your heart out. Crystal Palace have destroyed you. Off you go into the oblivion. Crystal Palace have actually made it to the semi-final of this simulation. Well done, fair play. Sorry Brighton, you just drew too many times in that group stage, didn't you? And finding out which one of these very happy teams will be joining Crystal Palace in the semi-final, Liverpool or Man United. 3, 2, 1. Liverpool just managed to beat Manchester United. They were, well actually there was 2 goals in the 66th minute. They could have even been 2-0 down and come back from 2-0 in the 66th minute to go and win it. Fair play and goodbye Manchester United. You are out in the quarter-finals. We have our last 4. One of these teams might not usually be in a last 4, but hey, that's the magic of the simulation. It's time to simulate our first semi-final. Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. 2 teams that have smashed their way through these brackets will finally come colliding together in an explosion of goals galore. Let's hope there's at least 6 goals this game. I'm calling it. 3, 2, 1. Tottenham, you tried. And even though Harry Kane started scoring again, he couldn't score enough to defeat the Goliath that is Manchester City. Tottenham get shoved into the 3rd place match, and City are in the final. Like I said earlier, it could be a Manchester United-Manchester City final. Oh, no, it can't. Manchester United are already out. Take two. Now, are we going to see Man City versus Liverpool, or are we going to see Man City versus Palace? I think we can take a rough guess. Palace have come this far. Could be anyone's game. 3, 2, 1. Liverpool win it. Palace scored in the first minute, to be fair, but then Liverpool weren't having any of it. It was similar to what happened in the Euros final, don't remind me. That neatly thrusts Crystal Palace into the 3rd place match, which still gives them a chance to get on the podium, fair enough. But Liverpool obviously played a bit better. They've steamed through penalties with Wolves. They've come back from losing against Manchester United. They destroyed Palace. And now Liverpool are in the final against Manchester City. 2 cracking teams who have had 2 cracking runs. Obviously, before we get to the final, we have to decide who will be 3rd. This is anyone's match. Palace or Tottenham both deserve to be on the podium, so it's going to be a shame to say goodbye to one of them. But let's find out who wins right now. 3, 2, 1. Tottenham, you're on the podium. Well done, lads. Sorry, Crystal Palace, you've made it this far, but you'll have to settle for 4th place. Palace were actually 1-0 up in that game, and then Spurs just decided, nope, we're going to win this. And it all comes down to this. Manchester City versus Liverpool in the first Premier League knockout tournament. I need a new name for that. Please suggest a new name for that. Manchester City versus Liverpool. They've both had great runs. But now, it's time to find out. I'm going to count us in any second now. 3, 2, 1. Liverpool have done it! Liverpool have destroyed the Goliath that is Manchester City. And although it was looking a bit ropey at the end there, if you look at those goal times, they still just had enough to win that match. Van Dijk scoring, which is nice. Mane and Origi scoring. Give yourselves a pat on the back, lads. What a run and what a competition it has been. Take a good look at that bracket. Not what you expected, was it? A lot of you didn't think it was going to end up this way, did you? Thank you to everyone who gave it a good guess. However, I think I can narrow it down to 2 people. Only 2 of you suggested that Liverpool would win, and that is I Am Goose and Oh So Ollie. But I think there's one clear winner here. The only person who guessed the correct 2 finalists, Manchester City and Liverpool. I Am Goose. You win the £10 Amazon gift card. I'll get in touch with you about that. Commiserations, Oh So Ollie, it just wasn't that good of a guess. Thank you very much for entering the competition, and I hope you enjoy. Let's take a quick dive into the stats for this season. There we have that beautiful podium on top there. Liverpool in 1st, City in 2nd, and Tottenham coming in 3rd. Liverpool scored the most goals, 33. Outstanding amount of goals, and there's that highest goal difference match from the group stage where Liverpool destroyed Southampton 7-1. That's a nice consolation, 1 goal for Southampton at least. Least goals was Aston Villa. I didn't even realise they only scored 2 goals. That is poor, isn't it? Lukaku takes the golden boot for this season. Pierre Højbjerg getting the most assists with 8 assists. Kasper Schmeichel for Leicester getting 3 clean sheets. As is consistent with our other simulation, he does really good in that. And the most caps, would you believe, is the England hero, Harry Kane. And we've got a hideous spreadsheet here that I'd like to keep filling out. Obviously, I'd like to know if you'd want me to do more seasons of this. Please let me know in the comments if you really enjoyed this, and I will make some more. Thank you to all those who commented and liked. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you have a lovely day. Thanks for watching.